Like, subscribe, and share. Study of the Female Anatomy Part 1. This lesson will look in detail the structure and functions of the female internal and external anatomy. At the end of this lesson, students shall be able to know the full anatomy of the female body. For exterior anatomy, we shall look at the breast, the nipple, the hip, the thigh, and the vulva. All these areas shall be captured under different topics in our next lessons for 5 lessons. It is going to be fun, educative, and informative. Make sure you follow along so you do not miss any lesson. But if this is your first time of joining the biology class, make sure you like, subscribe, and share to your friends and into your class WhatsApp group, Facebook page, and any other student group. After the study of the exterior anatomy, we shall then move to the internal anatomy, where we are going to learn the various internal anatomy like the vagina, the clitoris, the uterus, the hymen, and the fallopian tube. Now, let's get started. The female body is very complex and delicate. Most of the functions of the female body respond to stimuli and touch, especially the nipple and some sensitive and special areas. Every female organism have these special features. Today, we are going to learn how this body part responds to stimuli and its functions. The female anatomy includes the external genitals or the vulva and the internal reproductive organs, which include the ovaries and the uterus. One major difference between males and females is their reproductive organs. Anatomy specific to females generally relates to sexual functions, reproduction, and hormone control. Males and females have physically different sexual anatomy, but all sex organs come from the same bundle of cells during fetal development. A baby's biological sex is determined at the moment the father's sperm meets the mother's egg. Gametes are the male and female reproductive cells. A male gametes are called sperm and the female gametes are called eggs. Human gametes are haploid, which means that each egg or sperm contains 23 chromosomes. When an egg and a sperm cell fuse, they create a zygote that is diploid and has 46 chromosomes. This results to a sex of a baby being a male or a female through the developmental process of pregnancy. Now, let's look at the anatomy of the breast in this lesson. The breasts are medically or scientifically known as the mammary glands. The mammary glands are made up of lobules, milk-producing granular structure, and a system of ducts that transport milk to the nipple. Lymphatic vessels in the breast drain the sex fluid. The breast, located on the front of the chest, are medically known as the mammary glands. The term breast is used to refer to the area at the front of the chest. Breast growth begins at puberty in humans, in contrast to other types of primates in which breasts enlarge only during lactation. Breast tissue develops in the fetus along the so-called milk lines, extending from the armpit to the groins. The mammary gland is made up of lobules, granular structures that produce milk in females when stimulated to do so. The lobules drain into a system of ducts connecting channels that transport the milk to the nipple. Between the glandular tissue and the ducts, the breast contains fat tissue and connecting tissues. Both males and females have breasts. The structure of the male breast is nearly identical to that of the female breast, except that the male breast tissue lacks specialized lobules, as there is no physiologic need for milk production by the male breast. Abnormal enlargement of the male breast is medically known as gynecomastia. Breast does not contain muscles. Breast tissue is located on top of the muscles of the chest walls. Blood vessels and lymphatic vessels, that is a system of vessels that drains fluids, are then located throughout the breast. The lymphatic vessels in the breast drain to the lymph nodes in the randoram area, that is the axilla, and behind the breastbone, that is the sternum. In females, milk exits the breast at the nipple, which is surrounded by a darkened area of skin called the areola. The areola contains small, modified sweet gland known as Montgomery's tubercles. These glands secrete fluid that serves as lubricants to the nipple during breastfeeding. What happens to the breast in pregnancy? During pregnancy, the breast grows further due to stimulation by estrogens, that is the female hormones. The growth during pregnancy is more uniform than that observed at puberty. The amount of tissue capable of producing milk is approximately the same in all women. So, women with smaller breasts produce the same amount of milk as women with larger breasts. During pregnancy, the areola becomes darker and enlarges in size. How does breast tissue develop? Breast tissue begins to form in the 4th week of a fetal life. In the fetus, breast tissue develops along 2 milk lines that start at the armpit and extend to the groins. Uncommonly, an extra breast, that is the ancillary, can develop along this line. On the skin surface, an extra nipple, that is the supernumerary nipple, may develop along this line. Thank you for joining our anatomy class today. Hello students, this is where today we shall bring our lesson on the exterior anatomy of the female body. Next lesson shall be the interior anatomy, where we shall learn about the vagina, the clitoris, the fallopian tube, and some essential parts of the interior anatomy of the female body. But until then, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Have a nice day and stick and stay with us for more lessons. Bye-bye. Like, subscribe, and share.